in case there is any, so that come 2023, there is seamless transition. Let us look at what is happening the world over. And I'm saying this now as Africa's representative at the International Confederation of Principals. That the teaching as a profession, like any other profession, must be seen to ensure that professionalism is upheld. And that's why I'm calling upon all of us. Let us tone down. Let us just look back and ask ourselves, how do we want to make the teaching profession in Kenya the profession that we want, the profession that will make children who are going to school today want to be teachers tomorrow? I'm saying this because today, if you ask any student in Form 4 now, whether they would want to become teachers tomorrow, 90% of them will say, it's because of the way, as a nation, we portray the teaching profession. Time has come that as we celebrate this World Teachers' Day, let us remember it is a profession and it must act and behave as one. Thank you very much, and God bless us all.
Thank you, Chair, Kenya Secondary School Representation, Mr. Dimuli. I wish to call upon at this juncture Mr. Nairobi Kenya, the Secretary General, Kenya Union of Post-Primary Education Teachers. Karibu Bwana Akelo.
I'm not as tall as the team. Allow me just to stand on this. To the CEO, Mr. Chief Guest on this occasion, to Madam CAS, Minister of Education, Commission Chair, Commissioners, the UNESCO Chief of Staff of Education, KICD leadership, our colleagues from the unions, the Kesha and Kepsha, the daily visitors and guests who have assembled here, honorable teachers who are invited. Allow me at this time kindly to introduce my chair. I am taking this special privilege because my chair is a member of the National Assembly, and also Mr. Boko Kanja's side where he came late, therefore he was not introduced. I also have honorable member of parliament, Mr. Member of Kupet and Satanism Treasurer, the people who met. Thank you so much. And then other colleagues from Kupet, where are you? Just wait. Thank you so much. To all of us who have come here, Kupet is pleased to join our partners in commemorating this important day. Remember, for 50 years, the World Teachers' Day has provided educators, governments, partners, and policymakers this space to recognize the great contribution teachers make in educating our children and to our shared prosperities. This year's theme, Teachers at the Heart of Education Recovery, speaks to the sacrifices teachers continue to make as we grapple with the impact of COVID-19. To keep schools working, you have heard from Kepsa and Kesha. Teachers have carried the burden of society. They provide curriculum delivery and instruction. It's net health information and their communities in building resilience against similar disruption. The learned professor came here and gave you the definition of a teacher. But I picked the last R. Teachers are reasonable, teachers are resilient, teachers are responsible, and teachers are seriously responsible. This is the work that teachers do. To keep working in the frontiers of the pandemic, they risk their own health and the survival of their families. In fact, we have lost nearly 100 teachers from the public school sector due to COVID, many of whom left their families. Teachers have helped to bridge the deep technological divide in the delivery of educational skills. This challenge was compounded by challenging inevitable in the transition to a new curriculum. Since the reopening of schools, our teachers have worked non-stop to address curriculum shortfalls. The rapid opening, closing, and reopening of schools mean they hardly have any holidays or time for their families. Teachers closed just nearly a week ago, and they are opening in the next few days. So you can see, while addressing some teachers or principals from Kiambaa, just on Saturday morning in Kisumu, I found a very group because of the short time that we have enabled them to work. Combating these challenges is acute teacher deficit in public schools, coming as it did at the time of the 100% transition. As compared, we expect the government to ease the deficit by employing commensurate number of teachers and be ready to pay the work. I would also wish to ask the government to ease the technological divide to support teachers' efforts. Teachers' power. Teachers' power. Thank you for listening to me.
Thank you, the Secretary General. I wish to call at this juncture the Secretary General, Kenya National Union of Teachers, Mr. Collins, for you. Collins, please.
Thank you very much, MC. I think we took this in to I'm slightly taller. The chief guest in this very honorable sitting, World Teachers Day celebrations, is the CEO of Teacher Service Commission, Dr. Nancy Macharia, the CAS, Dr. Sarah Ruto, Chair Teacher Service Commission, my colleagues, leaders in the teacher trade unions, our organizations, KESH and KEPSHA, all invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Allow me very fast to conduct a quick introduction. Leaders of the Kenya National Union of Teachers who are here with me, please stand for introduction, led by the National Chair. The National Chairman, Patrick Karinga Monuhe, National Treasurer, James Muondiku, my colleagues in the National Steering are up there, you can wave, colleagues. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, today we celebrate the World Teachers Day 2021 as we mark the 55th anniversary of the adoption of the 1966 ILO UNESCO recommendation concerning the status of teachers. The theme of this year's World Teachers Day celebration is Teachers at the Hands of Education Recovery. This theme captures the fundamental principles promoted by the 55th year-old recommendation. It also looks to underscore the need for supporting teachers as reflected in the Sustainable Development Goals and Education 2030 agenda and the role they play in bringing back the glory of education in the whole world. Teachers act as basic foundation of any nation. This year, let us emphasize and stress the value of teachers due to the important role they played in the building the nation in the delicate times of COVID-19. Ladies and gentlemen, celebrating teachers should be escalated, just as been said by the chairman, Kesha, in future, whereby all involved in the school setup participate. In all countries, the world round, we celebrate Teachers' Day. They normally involves children, students, pupils, parents, presenting gifts, flowers, and other tokens of appreciation to their beloved teachers. In other countries like Ukraine, the day and concerts on the first Friday before the holiday of 5th of October. Now, students and pupils should organize day-long events at their schools, including dances, recitals, songs, and theater. This breaks the monotony of daily scholastic routine, and not much is actually studied on the Teachers' Day. The day should be a relaxed day where everybody participates. Teachers and students share, and they share informally. And this is what I want to refer to as informal camaraderie. Ladies and gentlemen, everyone needs to participate in this profession. And even those who are closer to the profession, by generating awareness about teacher issues and ensuring teachers' respect is part of the natural order of things, because it is our day. In Kenya, we need to raise teachers' status issues, like empowering them through of addressing the questions altogether. All stakeholders should address these questions, especially on how the employer can reorganize all the challenges to allow a very smooth process in this training. It is not new to us. And even those who are complaining not too well, but this thing is there. We must actually move towards global trend and equate ourselves with what is happening in the 21st century. Effectively, the Teacher Service Commission should endeavor to develop these trainings in all sub-counties, and information should go across. Because what we are getting on the ground, our teachers say that they will travel long distances to go for these trainings. I don't think that's the truth. So let us equip our teachers with what is actually exact, so that outside there, this mama should stop. In fact, when you get the truth, you set yourself free and you're ready to work with the rest. Communication should be very effective, and education to our teachers, and should be through the teacher representatives. Then the National Union of Teachers is here. UPEC is here with process. Kesha, let us communicate effectively to our teachers after Teachers Service Commission realizes that once this is given to us, it is easy to tone down the temperatures and the heat that is on the ground. Teachers should be made to understand what they are getting into well in very good time. I think this shall save us as a profession. I want to concur with the Kesha chairman that we need a lot of peace in this sector. We need a lot of calmness to allow us to work. That calmness shall bring us to total respect of each other and every other part of the sector involved in rolling out education in this country. The Kenya Institute of Curriculum Development is doing a very good thing. I don't want to cheat. Last week, I was here with 110 executive secretaries in the 110 branches across the country. They got proper induction from KICD. And the issues of CBC, I think, is now well known to our branches down there. KICD should continue involving teachers as key stakeholders in the curriculum reform process. Development of new courses, textbooks, and teaching aids. This has been demonstrated by involving our teachers directly in research, designing of materials, and content development for online engagement with learners on both radio and TV platforms. We support government efforts on the digital platform rollout and induction of laptops, but let it not be at the expense of employment of more teachers. We still need more teachers in this department. Salaries are important factors that affect the status of teachers. Basic salary is a major component in the collective bargaining agreement. We remember too well that we signed consequently believe that the advice of SRC on the same shall be fair enough to realize this trend. It is within our rights as teachers that salaries should be determined through negotiations with teachers' organizations. Teacher Service Commission, let us prepare ourselves to bring our teachers on board through their representatives as we prepare to negotiate for new salaries. The rollout of the CBC, I want to repeat, they have had a false start. Teachers as key stakeholders may not have been involved in both the major and minor stages of the rollout. But the curriculum now is way advanced. Deeper into our academic calendar, particularly the primary school section, which to encourage the Ministry of Education, Science and Technology, and Teacher Service Commission to bring on board more stakeholders for consultations so that we keep on improving time to time. And we keep on putting off the many noises that might be around for no apparent reason. We can only make CBC better if we focus on improving it and not breaking it down to historic places. Ladies and gentlemen, NATS currently signed a vision. We know what we are doing, and we shall roll out this positively. In conclusion, this is a great day for all of us. Together we shall stand and improve this sector effectively. Solidarity. 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 Thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you, colleagues. The Secretary General, Kenya National Union of Teachers. I wish to take this moment to invite the Secretary General, Kenya Union of Special Needs Education Teachers, USNET, Mr. James Sorome. Mr. James Sorome. I will proceed and invite Mr. Saida Jallo, the Chief Education Officer, UNESCO Regional Office. Mr. Jallo, please.
Chairman of the Service Commission, National Commission for UNESCO, represented here by Ms. Nancy Mbugwa, chairs and executives of the associations and unions of teachers here present, teachers at all levels in Kenya and region. All participants joining us, both physically and virtually. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Dr. Jaro. I'm representing for this segment of the program, representing Professor Hubert Geisen, who is the UNESCO Regional Director for Eastern Africa, who currently at this very moment is with the Kenya University, celebrating the same event there. This shows how important the event is, this World Teachers Day is. So, but he will be joining us here for the segment that deals with the awards. For that, participating in that, ladies and gentlemen. Nonetheless, I'm here also with my colleague, Dr. Awal Ellis, who may have just stepped out. He is the teacher. There he is. He is the teacher focal point for Eastern Africa. And is the teachers. This is from UNESCO, so I will be reading the preamble prepared by Professor Geisen, Director. But as is customary, I also read message of the UNESCO. It's a great message in this case. UNESCO, UNICEF, ILO, and the principle of Education International, which is symbolized as EI on the program page of EI, Education International. They are very important. So they have a great statement which I will read after the small preamble of the director, regional director. We are gathered here this morning to celebrate one of the most important players in any education system. The hundreds of thousands of teachers who are at the forefront of the fight against illiteracy, ignorance, and bigotry. The traditional thinking that teachers teach learners only how to read, write, and calculate is no longer valid. We all are aware that teachers also teach learners the critical skills of problem solving, the value of hard work, the importance of peace and harmony, and effective communication. Among others, there are a lot of other things that teachers teach, that children acquire as they interact with teachers that is mentioned here. While teachers are expected to do all these things and more, most of them are not very well catered for in terms of their well-being and welfare. Most teachers struggle to make ends meet and are exposed to all dislocations that happen within the education system. This has been clearly seen during the COVID-19 pandemic-induced lockdowns around the world, in South Africa, particularly in Kenya. Everyone is involved in this. Teachers were called upon to play a role for which they were not adequately prepared. The majority do not possess the requisite skills for online teaching, learning assessment, nor do they have the necessary tools to do so. This includes laptop computers, etc. And those are access devices that are required to access the platform. Yet, they stood up to the challenge and were at the heart of efforts to ensure learning continued during the lockdowns and are at the heart of the recovery process. Teachers therefore should be congratulated for their dedication and hard work. This is exactly why UNESCO framed this year's theme for World Teachers Day as teachers at the heart of education recovery. We at UNESCO are honored to be part of this year's World Teachers Day celebrations in Kenya and are proud to co-sponsor the Teacher Awards. I now take the immense pleasure to read out to you the message issued directly by Ms. Audrey Azude, VP General UNESCO, Mr. Guy Ryder, General of ILO, Ms. Henrietta Fore, Executive Director of UNICEF, and Mr. David Edwards, General Secretary of Education International. That message. I must quote it word for word. Nearly 2 years since the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic, many education systems are still facing significant disruptions. Students and teachers in close to 60 countries remain affected by full or partial school closures. But whether students in person or remotely, the pandemic has shone a light on the irreplaceable value of the teaching profession in society, but also on the difficult working conditions facing many teachers. Teachers have been on the front lines to ensure learning continuity when schools were closed and to provide social emotional support to their students, especially the most vulnerable ones. They have had to rapidly adapt to remote learning and manage new digital tools, often without training. Today, they must assess and address learning we are calling on countries to invest in them and prioritize them in the use of the country efforts so that every learner has access to qualified and supported teacher. Let's stand with our teachers. That's the end of the joint statement. And I will
Thank you, Dr. Diallo, from UNESCO Regional Office. Thank you for that very good speech. I wish to call upon at this juncture the Chief Administrative Secretary, Dr. Sarah Ruto, to make her remarks. Dr. Sarah, please.
Thank you very much. Dr. National Celebration and also CEO of the Teacher Service Commission, Dr. Jamlet Uturi, the TAC Chairperson, Dr. Diallo from UNESCO, the leadership of the teachers' unions that are here today, leadership of the teacher associations that are here today, all distinguished guests, teachers from everywhere, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. It is indeed an honor for me to be here today for the joint national and indeed global of the World Teachers Day under the theme of teachers at the heart of educational recovery. And it's a personal honor as a teacher who was trained and also recognizing the important role of teachers today. And in Kenya in particular, it is also a season in which education and indeed the teacher has been at the center of national conversation. And this is perhaps because unique in Kenya is that the pandemic and educational reforms are intertwined. And so when I look back for the last 2 years, I do not think that there has been any topic Kenyans' mind, Kenyans' consciousness, Kenyans' heart, as the whole aspect of education in general and the role the teacher is playing or not playing. And I think this shows the importance that we have as teachers in the fabric, the socio-economic fabric, the moral fabric of society. And it is this importance that we say that I think makes us today or any other day to take a pause and celebrate the teacher. And perhaps I'd like to therefore, when I look therefore at the last 2 years and the attention to our sector, I feel that as the professions in the sector, because I'm sure those of you who went to university, do you remember that topic that teaching is a profession? Is teaching a profession or an occupation? Discuss. You remember that topic? Agree that we need to be moving teaching towards a profession, isn't it? And as professions, when there is so much discussion going on, I think teachers, it is our honor, our responsibility to also take stick of these discussions and to be part of nurturing these discussions in the way they need to go as our professional calling calls us. Today in Kenya, we are at the third major transition of our educational development. The third major one that has ushered in the competency approach. It is a reform moment. A reform moment in which we have the competency-based curriculum happening, we have competency-based assessment, CBC, CBA, we have competency-based education and training, we have competency-based teacher education. So there are a number of reforms happening. And when you critically think about it, the teacher is at the center of navigating, or ought to be at the center of navigating the discussions and the process. And this involvement does not begin now, because when you think about the curriculum development cycle, that involvement begins even right from thinking about the curriculum, coming up with the objectives. All these are done by practicing teachers. And so I think at this moment, therefore, I, as a person who also sat here sharing the Kenya Institute of Curriculum Development, there are so many instances you have 200, 300 teachers developing different aspects of the curriculum. And if they had not put their professional hat in it, we would not even be where we are. And therefore, I also recognize that effort. And there are many things that have come out of it that I think calls for us to really recognize the professionalism the Kenyan teacher has put together. When you're thinking about CBC, there is a level of creativity that I think has resulted in what is happening in the classroom capturing the imagination of the public. And that is something to celebrate. You now know what is happening in the classroom because of the creativity the teacher or many teachers are injecting. All of us knew there was a topic that demanded for scarecrows to be made, didn't it? Earlier on, we all knew that there was something to do with talking about Kenya's cultural diversity, because different teachers interpreted this in different ways. And so this creativity being injected by the teacher is again something that calls for personal resolve, intellectual commitment, and it is something that is beautiful and recognized. Indeed, some teachers excel more than others, and today we are going to be celebrating 50 some teachers, but it will be good to also expand the horizon of the recognition we are putting, so that both the soft part is recognized as the other, let me call it hard part, the part that comes with examination, because all these play a critical role in nurturing the teacher. The other critical reform that has happened, which again caught many people with a little bit of tension, is the competency-based teacher education, and specifically in pre-service teacher education programs. You all know that today we are now expecting a slightly higher academic expectation of the teacher who wants to come. And this is demanded because of the intent, the purpose of what we want to see the teacher being able to achieve within the competency-based reform that we are seeing. And so let us rise up as Kenya, as teachers, to make the profession stronger. If there are students who have not met the academic grades of C-, of C-star in English, math, etc., let us try and support them to meet that content, so that they have content mastery when they are coming to teacher education institutions. So that the job that is there in our teacher training institutions is more of pedagogy, teaching the teacher how to teach, rather than teaching the teacher English or teaching the teacher Swahili or things like that. And I think that way, we will now begin to move towards teacher-centered pedagogy, which some societies, some countries have perfected more than us, but I know that we can get there. So this is a reform, in my opinion, that will take the profession very far. But as I stated, this is a day to recognize the teacher, especially in the last 2 years, where we have had a pandemic. As has been stated before, we have a tight calendar, and this is a tight calendar that is within a pandemic. There is anxiety that teachers face. If a teacher is bereaved, that same teacher has to come to school and still work within a very tight calendar. And so what we see and we recognize is that teachers have walked the step. They have walked the step with grace, with generosity, and with purpose. I talk about generosity because as we were going to schools to ensure that children go go to Form 1, during the 100% transition, you had very many teachers who came to these children to support them at least enter into primary school. Because especially with boarding, the 35,000 shillings that the government gives is enough for something else, but parents must contribute something, and many teachers give. And that is why I recognize the grace teachers have given, the generosity, and the purpose that they have shown. And for this, therefore, teachers deserve honor, they deserve respect, and they deserve recognition. I join all the others in applauding you, the teachers. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, the chief guests. At this juncture, ladies and gentlemen, let's all appreciate the speakers who have taken to the podium. Makofi kwa our speakers wote. Wapige makofi jamani. Asanteni tena sana. Following the Continental Teacher 2019 Adeba Eric Otieno from Asubi Girls. Mwalimu yuko. Makofi kwa Continental Teacher 2019. Jane Kimiti of Vaya Girls, Continental Teacher 2020. Pongezi, tumetuinua tena sana. Last but not least, the famous Global Teacher 2019. Wengine hatujawahi muona. Nani amemwona? Tunamjua? Ita Tabichi. Asante tena sana. Chair, over to you, sir.
We're also streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, and all that. So Kenyans who are watching can take advantage. I want to call upon at this juncture the Secretary and the Teacher Service Commission, the Nancy Macharia, to make the keynote address of this function. Nancy, please.
Our hosts, the Director KICD, our Commission Chairperson, our Commissioners, the CAS, Dr. Rutro, Dr. Jallo, the Chief of Education in the UNESCO, and who is representing the government today, our social partners, all of them, our teacher associations here today, members of the fourth estate, colleague teachers, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I think it's good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Yes. Before I start, let me recognize the officer I work with, or my colleagues at the CSE headquarters in stand up. The directors and all those people from the headquarters. The secretariat who support our teachers. But let me also ask our teachers to stand because they are also employees of the Teachers Commission. And here I'm happy to even see that our social partners I'm very happy about that. I feel greatly honored to join all of you today, individually and collectively, to celebrate the 2021 World Teachers Day. This occasion is significant since it brings to the fore the significant role that teachers play in the provision of quality education. And you have heard everyone here talk about the role of the teachers. We must have recognized that they are very important persons in this world. And we are happy about that. And also to say that we have had what everyone here has spoken before and here and said, and going forward, we shall be taking what you have said and also trying to make this a better day. This year's theme, Teachers at the Heart of Education and Career, is
indeed most timely. No one can gainsay the fact that teachers have been at the center of resuscitating our academic programs in Kenya after we were hit by the COVID-19 pandemic. Indeed, all of us agree that the audacity of teachers to duty to defy the COVID-19 rage in October last year and return to school in support of the first phase of schools reopening was a game changer. Had the teachers failed to support the government's move, then our efforts to recover the lost academic time by the coronavirus will have come to naught. As a commission, we are here today to thank and honor our teachers for standing up to be counted. Thanks to you, after successfully completing the first term of 2021 academic calendar. Thanks to you, we are set to reopen schools next week for the second term. Please let us all applaud our teachers. Yeah, thank you for all the effort and all the sacrifices that our teachers have made, even with the coronavirus rage in the world. But before I continue to highlight the successes of our teachers whom we are celebrating today, allow me to first of all celebrate posthumously our 90 heroes and heroines who succumbed to COVID-19 over the last year. Some of them in the middle of their tireless efforts when schools opened, and some of them as they were ensuring that learning in our schools was back on track. As a mark of honor, please let us all stand up and observe and remember our Thank you very much. May their souls rest in eternal peace, even as we honor them. As you are aware, the teaching profession is dynamic and calls on teachers to be role models, counselors, caregivers, among others. Teachers play a prominent role in influencing and inspiring learners. After parents, teachers take the responsibility of molding a child's character at each and every stage. Therefore, it is our utmost duty to convey our wishes to teachers today in the efforts. As their employer, TSC has continued to improve on the welfare of teachers, even in the midst of the pandemic, in a bid to ensure they reach their full potential. During today's event, we will be recognizing that one of our most outstanding teachers, those who have consistently demonstrated exemplary performance in teaching, management, and effective delivery of curriculum for quality education. We are also honoring some of our teachers who have beaten all odds and shown in their various aspects of career. I wish to state that the process of identifying the teachers to be awarded today has been done in strict conformity to the TSC performance and sanction policy framework. Order that one teachers will be fitted based on the reward system outlined in the TSC policy. And appreciated for their work. For this reason, I wish to state that we will go ahead to recommend some of our teachers for recognition at various levels in line with government policy. Allow me for now to mention just three of these teachers who put us on the one and I think we have already seen them. Mr. Peter of Jericho Mixed Secondary School, who won the Global Teacher Award in 2018. We have Mr. Eric, yes, thank you, Mr. Eric Adeba of Asubi Girls. Thank you once again. You won the African Union Continental Teacher of the Year in 2019. And Jane Kimiti of Odaya Girls, who won the African Union Continental Teacher of the Year in 2020. Please let us clap for we celebrate you every day, dear teachers, and we want to thank you for elevating the teaching profession to international level in a manner that shows that recent reforms in the teaching profession in Kenya are paying fruits. I wish to assure all our teachers that they are the best in the world. As a commission, we will continue to manage friendly and well-thought-out programs that will make our teachers better and even better. I wish to assure all stakeholders that we will always engage them in the reforms that we are carrying out, as we have always done in the past. We should always bear in mind that the government totally means well for our teachers. Indeed, we should bear in mind that when COVID-19 was reported in the country last year, the TSC became the first employer to offer comprehensive medical insurance for all COVID-19 related ailments through our insurance. This was evidence that we always believe in the well-being of our teachers and their families. It is also notable that the TSC continues to pay full salaries for our teachers throughout the period that the schools were closed. Further, when the COVID-19 vaccination process started in the country, the government identified teachers as among the priority population benefited from the jobs, their age notwithstanding. I'm happy to indicate that most of our teachers have so far received the first dose of vaccination. And the Commission now encourages teachers to get fully vaccinated to mitigate against contacting the COVID-19, especially now that schools are on a 10-day break. I wish to again celebrate our teachers today and promise them that the Commission will always do all it can to improve their welfare. Finally, to my fellow teachers, be proud of yourselves for remembering that teaching is the profession upon which all professions are dependent. Thank you for your kind attention and God bless you all. Now, it's my humble pleasure to welcome the chairperson of the Teachers Service Commission to make his remarks.
Thank you, the CEO of the Teacher Service Commission. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm particularly challenged. That's why I'm assisted. Paul, like my brother Oyo, the representative of UNESCO, Dr. Sheila, CAS, Education, Dr. Samanuto, KICD, is our host with us, even presented by Jonathan Mamanya, our social partners, the NAT, the COPET, the COTNET, associations with us, the Water, Capture, Fisher. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Good morning. Allow me, as a teacher, to introduce the other commissioners, because teachers usually introduce their flock. And I request my colleagues, commissioners, to stand kindly, with all due respect, and wave to the guests who are here. Thank you. That's the team of commissioners that has been given mandate by the President to serve you, the people of this great nation. It gives me great joy to be with you today during this 5th year's World Teachers Day, whose focus is on the theme, Teachers at the Heart of Education Recovery. This is indeed an important occasion for the Commission, as it provides an opportunity to appreciate and celebrate the contributions of teachers to education and their role in the greater development of learners and society. Happy World Teachers Day to all Kenyan teachers. This day commemorates the anniversary of 1966 ILO UNESCO recommendations concerning the status of teachers that sets benchmarks regarding the rights and responsibilities of teachers and standards of their initial preparation, further education, recruitment, employment, teaching, and learning conditions. As Dr. People was saying, teachers are faced with a lot of challenges, and my colleagues in NAD, PET, and the associations know that. And therefore, we recognize their roles as a commission. Today, we mark this day in a backdrop of COVID-19 pandemic for the second year in a row. However, there is hope that with their resilience, and somebody was sparing the one teacher, give the meaning of art. But allow me to say that resilience is the thing and a character and a trait and a genome within the teachers' systems. The resilience of our Kenyan teachers will thrive over the pandemic and bring education back to the full recovery. Indeed, the theme of this year's World Teachers Day, Teachers at the Heart of Recovery, captures this aspiration as well. This theme places special focus and responsibility on teachers as all countries across the world endeavor to recover the education services from the ravages of the pandemic. As a commission, we will invest in our teachers and prioritize in them so as to recover quickly from the impact of the pandemic in order that every learner will access the services of our teachers. We pledge to stand with our teachers from the CEO and from the Commission's perspective. Teacher Service Commission celebrates all Kenyan teachers for rising to the occasion in the management of school programs in these extraordinary times. We cannot take it for granted on our teachers' dedication and selflessness that has seen them deliver this academic year, when actually the pandemic was at its peak. But the teachers braved themselves and they stood with the government, with the commission, with the ministry, and with the Kenyans to ensure that our students actually sit for the exams, they mark the exams, and they deliver quality results. Let us recognize our teachers by giving them a lovely hand, physically and virtually. As you are saying, those teachers, those parents, those so many stakeholders, and we pray God that God gives them the families peace that surpasses any human understanding. Ladies and gentlemen, as you are aware, the TSC is now out with the 9 commissioners, and we are working, and I'm going to deliver the best to our teachers. As a board, our task is cut out. Kenyan teachers expect us to continue with the reforms agenda that has been put across by our CEO, which was started by our former chairperson, Dr. Lydia Zomo, and the commissioners then. I can confirm that we are still concluding the foundation that previous board laid down on many aspects of improved teacher management and provision of quality education to the Kenyan teacher. TSC recognizes the fact that the teacher is the greatest player in any education system. A teacher's role in the life of a learner and indeed is shaping the destiny of a country cannot be overemphasized. Our education system has remained solid because of the immense contributions of our teachers. Like it is said, the collapse of an education is the collapse of a nation. And teachers are holding this education system dearly. And that's why we know with the way the teachers are holding it, this nation will stand the test of time. The challenges confronting us today as a nation and even as a global village require new and innovative solutions. The role of education therefore becomes very clear as summed up by Jean Piaget, and I quote, the goal of education is not to increase the amount of knowledge, but to create the possibilities for a child to invent and discover, to create men and women who who are capable of doing things right. And teachers are the only midwives who can be able to organize our teachers. Because of the law, they are different. Allow me to say that as a commission, we are there to ensure that our teachers optimize on their performance through the following measures that have been done.